Hello world, Jennifer here. Behind me, as you can see, is a 2009 Hyundai Accent. I've owned the vehicle since 2009. I drove it off the lot in February of 2009 with about 8 miles on it. It now has 179,000 of some pretty long, hard roads. The front end has begun to kind of shake, rattle, bang, and make every sort of crazy noise you can think of that could come out of the front end of a front-wheel drive vehicle. So this is the great Hyundai front-end rebuild. This video probably will be turned into approximately 3 videos. The first being disassemble. The second video will be cleanup and inspection. And the third video will be reassemble. In the end, this is probably going to end up, of course, disassembling the front end as far as I am. Alignment is going to be required due to the fact that my tie rod ends are worn out, my lower ball joints are worn out, and anything else there that's moving is basically worn out. I'm even going down as far as the hub bearings, which I may have to get a press, but we'll figure out about the hub bearings to get them in and out. They're a sealed unit, as you can see, and I believe they press into a ring. They may have some sort of retainer ring. We'll see how badly rusted the whole thing is. Things haven't been so horrible. I've been disassembling the right side a little bit farther. I've had trouble removing the screws that the manufacturer used to hold the rotor on in assembly. So those are going to have to be either drilled or torched out. So that should be the next piece of this video, is removing those screws and getting this side disassembled. I have to go get a spring compressor because I don't want to, I just want to do the struts, and there's no sense in me buying the struts with the springs already on them, since I know I have good springs. I just believe that the struts themselves are getting or are at least at the end of their life. I'll get you as much video, time lapse, and everything else. The problem is working under the car, just up on jack stands and things, can be a challenge. Also trying to film in the darkness under a car where there is very little room inside the wheel well. There's also very little room, but I will make an effort at achieving as much footage as possible to show every step of this process of disassembly and removing, right down to removing the CV shaft from the transmission. Hopefully I can get a good shot at the end of the transmission and go from there. My biggest worry is the CV coming out of the hub on this side, but the way the bearing looks, I think that should pop out of there pretty good. It's more of a straight than a taper, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, either there's going to be a combination of real time and some time lapse in this also, so we'll see how we do of the great 2009 Hyundai front suspension rebuild.
Let's see if I can keep my angle in pretty good shape here. With the helmet cam. Drill out some screws here. There it is. Alright. Take care of. Alright, takes care of about 60% of the screw. And let's go over to this one. I like this short drill bit. Oh yeah. Which one had the... yeah. Give this one a try. See if he can dig. He digs in. Ha-ha! Success. I love it. Okay. Alright. Alright, back into time lapse to take the bracket off. Yeah, and then we get some vice grips on that. And away. Alright. Got the brake rotor off. Got the brake line off. Got the strut bolts loose. Got the cotter pin out of the outer tie rod end. Now hopefully we can get a shot of giving it a good whack with the brass hammer. Knock it loose. Got to work on the sway bar end link. Got our brake caliper hanging there nicely on a coat hanger. So life is good there. And what else we got going on under here? And we're going to attack the lower ball joint. And got one screw out. So we got one screw out. The other one's going to be a real pain. But that's fine with me. That can be handled one way or another down the road with a multitude of other different tools that we have lying there. Alrighty then. Yes. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yep, that is turning. Okay. Hold it in the taper lightly, and that's all it takes to dump that. Okay. Oh yeah, you are. Oh yeah, you're shot too. Yeah, you've got some here just flopping. Floppity floppity flop. And I can't find the place, but oh yeah, that's definitely at the end of its service life.
Alright, here we are. Oh, yes. Alright, quick updates. Tie rod end is off. Top of the strut is loosened up. The two alignment bolts that hold the spindle to the strut, they're loose. Bolt for the brake line is off. The only thing, I haven't attacked the lower ball joint yet, but the sway bar end link, they're so worn out that when I try to spin the nuts off of them, they just spin in that. So I was going to attack them with the torch, but we decided to go with grinder. So with that, we got our hearing protection. We reach in there, buzz it off.
From the reflection. Alright then. We reach in. Takes oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Got the bolts completely loose for the strut. Got the sway bar end link cut. Oh, it is definitely a mess. And so I think if we set things right here, it's time to separate this whole thing here and see what we got. It does not fall off the roller seat. Let's see if we can manage to that's the lower. I want to keep track that that's the lower. Okay, this is the upper. That's the upper. Yeah, okay. Upper. Okay. Oh. Let's see here now that everything and their brother wants to fall apart here. Let's see if we can get these 3 screws off of here.
Well, there it is. One strut. Oh, it's a rusty mess. But we'll replace most of it and go from there. Yep. All right. That takes care of that.
Oop, let's put the upper back in the upper and the lower back in the lower so nobody gets lost and confused. There we are. And we then. Come on. Okay, one bolt, back bolt. There it is. Oh.
Hey! Well, hub assembly. Hoorah! Okay. Here's a big ring holding that bearing in. And of course, I'm going to need that press. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go get that press. There is no doubt. I just got to go get the press. Oh. Oh yeah, worn out, making. Oh yeah, we're definitely worn out. Got grinding feeling of. Oh yeah, that going down the road definitely makes some noise. A lot of noise. Going along. Alright. And there's nothing left. Nothing left. I'm not pulling the CV till I get a pan. Gentles.
Okay, come on.
Okay. Yeah, they're at the end of their life too, and there's no ABS ring on this at all. None whatsoever. Okay, we gotta throw a little. That's right, we gotta throw a little ATF on that shaft before we install it, so we don't screw up the seal. Okay. Alright.
Alright, there it is. It's completely disassembled. Right down. Was able to get the sway bar end link off, the tie rod end off. The lower control arm is wire brushed and cleaned up. So the other side also, this of course is the left side. Right side is disassembled just as far. It requires just a little bit of cleanup. And we'll show you the strut and some other things here to conclude.
I successfully got the strut disassembled. Found actually something very interesting. The top of the strut tower actually has a roller bearing set, or a ball bearing set, instead of just like a slide plate or a rubber grommet that it just twists on. Kind of like that part about Hyundai, how they do kind of nice things, improve parts where you have an actual bearing instead of just having like a slide plate or something that I've seen on other not so well manufactured vehicles. The strut, yes, came apart safely. I had to purchase a McPherson strut spring compressor because the only spring compressor my stepson had was the traditional one that was that went on the inside of the spring where your shock absorber was. But since the strut was actually holding it together on the inside, I had to get one for the outside. So this is the conclusion to part one of disassemble. We are completely disassembled. I have other strut to do and get the bearings and things. I've been having trouble finding a press to press the bearings, so I'm probably going to have a local shop press the new bearings and the new hub bearings in the hubs for me, and we will start in. I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for the time. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, how you feel, whatever else is going on. This concludes disassembly. The next up is inspection and cleanup. And we will conclude, of course, with reassemble. See you soon.